Hey Ashley, it's really great to see you again. How have you been doing since the last time I saw you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Would you say you've been kind of trying to figure things out a bit more as far as um, keeping in mind what your goals are and how you'd like to work towards those and how I can assist you in making that happen?
Yeah, definitely. And I think that I mean I've been playing sorry. I've been spending a lot more time with my family, which has been really great. With
Awesome.
everything that's been going on. So yeah.
Absolutely. I'm really great to hear that. It's nice to be able to have some sort of external support systems going on to be able to talk to you about everything. So I think that's really great that you've been trying to get those relationships rebuilt a little bit more in your life so you can have more people to talk to about what's been going on outside of just me, of course. So today we're just going to kind of go over a treatment plan, and what that's going to do is help us come up with a process of steps that we can take that'll be small, measurable, and things that will be achievable um, to reaching your final goals. Um, it's going to kind of provide us with a guide and a basis of how we can keep track of your progress and make sure that everything is going smoothly and touching on anything and adjusting anywhere we may need to um, in order to keep that plan on track and to overall just help you feel better and achieve what you're looking to achieve by doing this. So, does that sound good to you?
Yes, it does.
All right, perfect. So, speaking of goals, just generally, what are some of the biggest changes that you are looking to make and kind of see for yourself in order to start reaching and working towards those goals?
Changes. Um, I think I really need to change my own ways of not not entertaining things I need to. I feel like I do that a lot, and it makes things a lot worse. I think that just being stronger and avoiding negativity, mostly for my ex, but in just all areas, I think.
Okay, definitely. Well, something I caught in there that you said that I think is fantastic is the fact that you're looking towards changing things directly with yourself. As you know, people can have a role in the way that you feel and the things that you do, but ultimately at the end of the day, you know, it it is our own personal choices that put us into most of the situations that we get involved in. So I think it's fantastic that you're wanting to work on changing things within yourself. That's definitely going to be helpful in coming up with a long term way to achieve your goals and to continue what you learn here now throughout the rest of your life and to hopefully avoid any situations like the one you're in now in the future. So I think it's great that you recognize that. That's fantastic. Um, Now, just from your what you think is most important to you at the end of the day, um, what are you looking to achieve these changes for? What's your ultimate goal for yourself in making those changes to yourself?
What's important to me, you said?
Yeah, like the important reasons why you want to change and how that's going to hopefully benefit you.
Um, the important reasons overall is to just be content, to be happy, um, to feel like myself again. I feel like I've kind of just lost a piece of myself since um, this previous relationship that I'm still kind of dealing with. So I guess just like feeling happy again and just feeling more just like closer to my family, like I can be honest with them. Um, I would say that's the biggest important for me. Feel happy and just to feel closer to my family.
Awesome. So happiness and comfort. Um, yeah, I think rebuilding those connections with your family will end up being a better thing for you than you even really realize now. And just opening up to them and letting them know where you're at and what's been going on in your life. And hopefully they'll be there for you to get you through those things and help you not feel so isolated and stuck anymore. So yeah, just to get your priorities back on track and everything. Be in control of your life. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely getting back on my feet and feeling more confident in my decisions.
Okay. Now, what are some steps that you think you could take in order to start achieving those things?
I think, like I said earlier a little bit, just like avoiding my ex more, and just like not falling into the same patterns as before, and building like lines of communication more with my family and my friends. I just feel like they're judging me a lot, and I think that I need to be aware that I feel that way of them as well. So I feel like making them more aware in a non like aggressive way. That's why I don't really open up much.
Okay. You said you don't open up much because in a non-aggressive way. What do you mean by that?
I think more so what I mean by that is like I feel like I can't tell them that I feel like they are judgmental without them being aggressive towards me about it. And that's why I don't really open up to them, because they make me feel somewhat afraid, but at the same time, I really love my family, and I want us to be close, and I want us to have that relationship, especially when I'm going through these kind of ups and downs in my romantic relationships. So.
Definitely. Yeah, it can be a job sometimes trying to make the two collide. Um, However, in your situation, I think it's great that you're working on rebuilding that connection with your family then, and opposed to continuing to try and make the connection work with your ex-boyfriend, um, which has clearly been impacting a lot of these different arenas of your life that we are here now trying to get back on track for you. So that's just something that's very difficult to do, and I'm glad you're leaning towards the side of moving on from the relationship and working on the relationship with your family instead. So I'm really glad to hear that. Overall, just to kind of sum up your problems at the end of the day, what is like your main problem? Like, I obviously have an idea from what I'm getting off from you, but I'd like to just get that interpretation from you one more time and get that written down so we can keep that in your treatment profile, so we can have something to follow along with from where we started and to where we hopefully end. So just an overall summation of your biggest issue. Well, your problem statement.
Just wanting to get my priorities back in line on my own 2 feet and feel like I'm making the right choices. I think cutting all ties with my ex-boyfriend is probably the best solution for me to feel better. Just learning better ways to like not get into another toxic relationship. Like
Absolutely.
what love actually looks like is really important.
Fantastic. Okay. So to just kind of like shake yourself from this destructive relationship that you've been in, getting your priorities back on track. So I'm assuming that's like your school, your job, your relationships with your family and friends, um, and then just basically overall feeling like yourself again.
Yes.
Excellent. I think that summarizes everything perfectly. Um, it's nice to be able to hear what you're saying be similar to what my interpretation is. So that's great. Um, and then overall, just your ultimate goal for yourself at the end of it all. Um, I would just like to get that from you to be able to use that to continue throughout our next visits to kind of give us something to have an update on to make sure we're following with that, or if there's anything we need to adjust, change. Your ultimate goal.
I think my overall goal from this, like long term speaking, that I can use even further from this is like learning the ways to avoid getting in relationships.
So boundaries. Kind of
Yeah, like developing boundaries in myself and for my partner, like realizing that there has to be boundaries if you want something that is helpful for myself.
Perfect. Amazing. So boundaries, and then of course just helping you feel like yourself again. So then I'd like to come up with some two interventions. There was two things that you mentioned in there, and I think they're fantastic places to start for everything. One of them was to just start communicating and opening up with your family a little bit more about your situation, so that way they're aware of what's going on, and you don't feel so isolated anymore, feeling like your ex-boyfriend is the only one that you can turn to, and you have those external support systems um, in the making again, and just someone that you can talk to that's nearby and they know the truth and know why you've kind of been the way you've been as far as straying from them a little bit because of your situation. So how does that sound for you for the first one? Just to start kind of opening up with your family and everything, like you said, you kind of already started, and that's something that would be great to continue. So that's something we could put down so we can keep track of that for an intervention. Okay. And then the second one you had mentioned cutting ties with your boyfriend. Um, I think that would be a great step towards completely, ridding yourself of the toxicity that may be that's contributing to your life. And I feel like once that's gone, we can really start the process of working you towards meeting your goals as and learning you, teaching you or helping you learn ways to avoid getting in situations like that again, and then just to overall help you retrack your mind from issues with him back to your priorities. So, would you agree that's another good intervention? Removing yourself from that situation. Okay, perfect. All right, Ashley. Well, I appreciate all of your honesty today and going over that stuff. It's really going to help in the long term for coming up with a way that we can track your progress and everything like that, and just keeping track of everything. So I'll see you again next time, and until then, just keep working on those interventions that we came up with, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're very welcome. See you soon. Bye.